Anyone thinking, do you know what, it's probably not worth getting a business coach, I would challenge them to really sort of think about that and think about what they're doing within their business right now, and think about whether or not they are really focused on where they want to try and take the business, and have they put a plan in place in terms of this is how we're going to achieve it. Because I'd say probably 9 out of 10 business owners probably haven't, and I think this is a way that will actually assist you to do that, make you accountable for it, and actually keep you focused on it, try and keep you on that journey. We'd hit a bit of a wall with with some of my team, where I kind of felt like we'd done everything the right way. We've gone out, we've got some really good guys. The synergy just wasn't there between the teams. You sort of go and you sort of go, well, sort of why are we sort of running at sort of 60-70% capacity rather than sort of 100%? And it sort of, there just wasn't that synergy within the team. And I was like, well, how do I resolve this? And I'll be honest, I was a little bit flummoxed with it. And I honestly couldn't put my finger on the reason why it was. It was really, really frustrating. You start to self-doubt. Whilst we've been trying to do this for a long time, and you struggle to get over certain hurdles as you're trying to grow the business. And yeah, it was very much, it was a very tight funnel, I suppose. And I didn't realise that was the case. I guess that's that's the sort of, that's one of those sort of epiphany moments really, that you don't realise. It was Steve that said, look, to be honest, it's not management training you need. He said, you can do some training with individuals, but actually what you need is a behaviour shift within your business. And said, look, we need to embark upon a sort of 12-week programme with the guys to try and get them to sort of realise that they're there to support one another and actually try and get that synergy right, the behaviour within the business. So after finishing that, I said, actually, I would really actually like to try and do some more work with you to actually sort of focus more on the sort of bigger business, to try and take my business in the direction that I want to, whereas before I wasn't looking for that. Actually, my experience of working with you, for me, it was the next step. So that's the reason why I sort of started working with Steve. I think from the training that we have done, I think that has made a massive difference. That's put us in a much better position. In fact, we've recruited the first person that actually started today as a new sort of chippy foreman today, to replace someone that we did get rid of, that I feel is going to be a much better fit for the business. So it's only really from working with Steve and actually getting that sort of understanding behind me in terms of actually, this is really what we need, that it's now stepped from, rather than a sort of very much a short-sighted, I just need someone to have the raw talent that we need, to actually talent, hungry, humble and smart, and that's going to make that a really good team player and someone that's capable of doing what we want. So that's that in itself has been a massive lesson, I think, that's going to really help us try and launch well as we're trying to grow the business. I recognise that I've always been the bottleneck that will stop this company from growing, because there's so much that has gone through me. I recognised that early, and I've already sort of tried to sort of resolve some of that by bringing someone else into the office to try and pick up a lot of the bits and pieces that I was always having to do that weren't particularly high value to me, but had to be done. We've changed a little bit from a business that was just focused on bringing the work in so that my team can deliver it. So it was almost like find the work for my team, and I think the transitions now is actually I'm going to go out there and find the work, and once I've secured the work, I will find, we'll build the team to make sure we can deliver it. So that isn't something I'd have felt brave enough to go and do probably 8-9 months ago. I guess it's been a very different approach to where we have been. As a lot of companies do, or a lot of business owners do, I think you lose sight of actually what's important to you. So one of the things that Steve did do is say, what do you want to do in your life? What is it you want for yourselves? And ever since then, to be fair, both me and my wife, we I guess there's been a massive change. I almost felt guilty if I wasn't in the office for sort of 7:30. And I think really certainly over the last 3 months, that's completely changed. We both took out gym membership. I walk the dog most mornings with my wife. I still get in the office 3 times a week, sort of 10 o'clock, sometimes 11 o'clock. And I'm still in the office till 6 o'clock, but it's a much better balanced life when we get into the gym a couple of times a week, which is something I never would have made time for previously, because it would have been something that you've been scrambling to see if you could get some time to do that at the end of the day, 1 day or 2 days a week. And we've pretty much been fairly religious for the last 3 months, probably 3 or 4 times a week we've both managed to get to the gym. So I think it has been a real sort of, I guess that's been a massive behaviour shift for me as well. just in terms of trying to make time for me rather than focus 100% on the business.